Hi guys. So I'm messing around with my settings. Hopefully it's working. Hi Jane. Yay, how we going? I'm just quickly telling people we're live. Let's have a look. It's a bit of a rush job. I've got half an hour before I walk the dogs. So I thought, quickly do a live on the diet channel before I walk the dogs. I'm going to do a live on the dog walk as well. So I didn't have that much time to tell everyone, so I'm just telling a few people now. How are you, Jane? Everything okay? Right, let's have a look. Live diet. Let's have a look. Right, let's just tell. I can't tell everyone because I'm in a rush, but I'm going to try and tell a few. So I've got an interesting live stream coming up, I think. I found two channels were recommended to me on YouTube. They're very interesting. One was concerning where Jesse, Elvis's twin, was buried, so I thought was pretty cool. And the other one was a YouTube channel called, I think it's something like Hillbilly Cat. Sure, it's called Hillbilly Cat. I think Hillbilly Cat, wasn't that Elvis's nickname when he first come out? So I just thought both channels were quite good. So hi Frederick, you're awake? How you going? Okay, my friend? Right, I'm just quickly telling a few people. I'm rushing a bit. That's all that. Okay, so Frederick, did you just get my message? Is that what told you? So I'm going to rush. So we had a very interesting lives this morning. We were defending Elvis and Lisa Marie and the bloodline against lies that are on a Elvis Presley, a so-called Elvis Presley Facebook page. Two very good lives, I thought. We did one from the camper, but I just think why do we have to keep ignoring these Facebook pages that are brown-nosing Priscilla and telling lies and twisting the truth? So, well done, Frederick. Thank you. Thanks for your post concerning Riley Q. I do look things up when you talk to me about Riley. I do look things up. And I you know me, I love Riley, and there's a few of her films that I haven't watched yet that I want to watch. So right, I think I've told enough people. Let's have a look. Right. Okay. Hi, Karen. Did you get my message, or did it come up? Was you notified? Okay. Right. Let's get on and do it. So hi, Martha. So I was notified by a few people about these two Facebook pages. Now, YouTube pages. I just thought they were quite fascinating. So let's have a look. I wonder if that guy's replied yet. No, I was just wondering if the Facebook page that we did a review on was going to reply to me, but he hasn't. So let's get on YouTube. Now, these two YouTube channels, one of them was very, very small, but I liked it. Let's have a look. Let's make sure you guys are getting it. Let me get your comments up on here as well. Have a look. Right, okay. One of them was very... Right, let's get your comments. We are flooded in right now. Grandma lost her house. Oh my God. I tell you what, this stuff that's happening over in America with these floods and storms, it's like, from England, it's very frightening, like very frightening. So, you know, we're praying for all of you in America in these flood areas. And it sounds horrific.
Right. The front porch of the birth house of Elvis Presley and his twin brother, Jesse.
Right, so this is one of them. So it's called The Untold Story of Elvis' Forgotten Twin Brother. It's called A Walk in History, a big channel, 47,000 subscribers. I don't know anything about this channel. It just came up, and I thought, she's talking about Elvis's twin brother, Jesse. I just thought, let's listen to it. Let's comment on it. And there's another, she's done two videos with it that concern Elvis and burials. And then the other one, let's see if we can get it, was called, I think, let me just write, Hillbilly Cat. Let's just see if it comes up. Both of these were sent to me, so let's just see if it comes up. I think that was his nickname. Let's have a look. Is that it? I watched a couple of the videos and I thought they were quite good. Let's just see if the ones come up that I was watching. That's the one. Hillbilly Cat History. Oh, let's pause it. So we need some earphones. Let me just get some earphones, otherwise we're gonna have a problem. Let's get some earphones. Okay. Right, let's get the earphones. Okay, guys, sorry. I needed these earphones, otherwise it will just echo. So I want to play a bit of both. So this channel is called Hillbilly Cat History, and it looks to me like it talks about sort of, so let me just read it. Meet Elvis Presley's grandma, Doll Smith. Information previously unpublished in any magazine and book, never before shown on film or TV. The real Elvis history, which I thought was really good. And let me click on the channel now. He only had 5 subscribers. 5 subscribers, guys. He's only done 2 videos, so it must be a new channel. Let's click on this one. So guys, please subscribe to this person, Hillbilly Cat History. So obviously I've just become his 6th subscriber. I'm going to type a comment. Great work. So guys, subscribe to this gentleman. It could be a man or a woman. Actually, I think it is a man. I'll tell you what, they're quite short. So I think we'll play a bit of this one first. Just get a feel for it. It looks to me like it's new and he's only made 2 videos. Yeah. So yeah, it's a new one, guys. So let's give it a push. Let's give it a hand. If you ever watch us Hillbilly Cat History, I hope you I'm gonna say we're gonna let's have a look. We're gonna give you a shout out. Give you a shout out. Right, okay. So let's comment that. Let's just they're quite short, so I think it's okay if I we're gonna stop and start, of course, and just review, critique, the usual stuff. Let's do it. So Hillbilly Cat
Hello,
History.
good people, and welcome to Hillbilly Cat History, where we explore the times, events, and people surrounding Elvis Presley. Thank you
Nice little introduction.
for choosing this video. In today's episode, we meet Bob Smith, Elvis's grandpa.
Okay, so guys, I think it's about time that we started looking at the old history, prehistory of Elvis before Gladys and Vernon.
Here you can see a picture of a corn and cotton sharecropper cabin in Jacksonville, Mississippi. That would be very much like the cabin that Bob was born in. On March 24th, 1878, Robert Lee Smith was born in the town of Saltillo, located in Lee County, Mississippi, to parents Mileage Obadiah Obe and Ann Lillian Mansell Smith.
See, I like this. See the way that he's showing us the way he's getting the info. It looks to me like he goes onto Google. Now he's using Google Earth. So now he's going to pinpoint where the Tupelo house is on Old Saltillo Road.
Robert, known by friends and family as Bob, was Mileage.
So let's just, he's going to read it out to us now. I'm just checking this out. Look, if you look to the right, it shows Tupelo. It's got little areas around it like Saltillo, Belden, Coonwar, Plantersville, Verona, Shannon, Nettleton, Richmond, Alma, Guntown. It's very interesting.
Mileage and Ann's second child. Bob's older brother, William Thomas Smith, affectionately referred to as W.T., was born 2 years previously in 1876. Obe and Ann were also raising Ann's son, James Cowley Smith, born in 1872, prior to their marriage. And here you can see a map of Lee County. You can see that Tupelo's in the middle, Saltillo is north of it, and north of Saltillo is Guntown. So you can get
See, I didn't know Saltillo was an actual place. I knew it was a road, yeah. Didn't know it was a place.
a good idea of exactly where Bob lived. Obe and Ann had married on December 13th, 1874, when Obe was about 37.
So let's have a look at this person's face. So I wonder what we're going to get told now, I'm guessing. I wonder what the relation is of Oba and Anne. Oba and Anne, let's find out.
There is some confusion about Ann's age, but she was most likely in her late 20s. Records also conflict about Ann's relationship with James' father, some saying there was no formal relationship, meaning James was born outside of wedlock, others stating Anne was a widow, which is the most probable possibility. Anne was a dignified woman with unalterable expectations of appropriate social behavior, a lady who never left the house without her black hat worn perfectly level and her back ramrod straight. With darker than average skin and black hair beginning to gray under the difficult living conditions of pre-industrial farm life, Anne had a striking and memorable physical appearance.
So darker than average skin. Is that a hint to Elvis's ancestry? Let's keep going.
And here we can see a depiction of young Obe Smith.
Interesting, guys. Let's just pause this. So the couple had 4 more children. Howard Halley Jefferson in 1818. So I know that this guy's going to read it out, isn't he? I just find this fascinating.
The couple had 4 more children. Son, Howard Hawley Jefferson in 1880. Daughter, Ena Bell in 1883. Son, John Henry in 1886. And daughter, Tabitha in 1888. And here we can see a picture of Ann Lillian Mansell Smith. And we can see the entire family tree of Bob Smith. You can see there's a total
Fascinating, guys. Let me just go back on that little bit.
of 7 children.
Hang on.
Bob Smith.
Let's pause it. So I'm not clear on all these names, pictures, but it's fascinating, guys. I would, if I was you, probably in your own time, probably go back and have a look at this.
Able to save up enough money to purchase land of their own, the Smiths never owned a house, similar to many other sharecropping families in the southern United States at the time. By 1900, Ann had moved from Saltillo to the Hussey Farm in Fawn Grove in Itawamba County, Mississippi, along with her 5 youngest children, 22-year-old Bob, 20-year-old Hall, 17-year-old Belle, 14-year-old John, and Tabby, the youngest at age 12. They left behind Obe, and the two oldest boys, 28-year-old James and 24-year-old W.T. in Saltillo. Obe moved in with Cindy and Mary Mansell, Ann's sisters, in a federal census taken the same year in Fawn Grove. Anne described herself as widowed, even though Obe was alive and well.
Interesting, guys. So, yeah, I mean, we have done stuff ages ago, the prehistory of Elvis, but this guy obviously goes into it a bit further. I mean, what I want to do, I want to skip past it because I think you guys should go yourselves, come on this channel and check it out. So let's just skip forward a little bit.
A cotton farmer. He knew how to plant, how to grow, and how to harvest strong, healthy crops of all kinds. He possessed carpentry skills and was able to work diligently at odd jobs without direct supervision. Bob was the kind of man highly valued in hard-working communities like Fawn Grove. At 22 years old and unmarried, Bob would have caught the eye of every single woman in the town.
All right,
Bob's future
so Bob was a good-looking man.
Looked bright. And we can see a picture here of what was potentially the first automobile in Itawamba County, Mississippi, in the early 1900s, possibly the year 1900, which is the same year that Anne and Bob moved to. So,
I don't see Elvis in that picture. All right, so I'm just jumping forward,
pick
guys.
Cotton. Before he could walk, Gladys carried Elvis into the fields to harvest cotton.
Hang on a minute. Let's go back a bit.
And their struggles. Documentary, and you can see real cotton sharecroppers, their families, shacks, clothing, labor, and their struggles. Bob, Gladys, Vernon, and Elvis all planted, weeded, and picked cotton. Before he could walk, Gladys carried Elvis into the fields to harvest cotton. As a young boy in Tupelo, Elvis earned cash money picking cotton. Cotton was an important crop in Tupelo, and if you lived there, you dealt with cotton.
You know what? I've never heard, I knew about Gladys picking cotton, and I knew that she would take a baby Elvis with her. But I didn't know that when Elvis got a bit bigger, he did a bit of cotton picking to earn a bit of cash. I didn't know that as a little boy, as a young boy.
So I think this is a great documentary, and it really puts you in the mindset of how Bob lived. This would have been filmed around the time that Elvis had just been born. So this would be the kind of work that Vernon and Gladys were actually doing at that moment.
Well, we'll have to find this. So that
is, we know Elvis.
So that's a documentary, yeah? I'm trying to see an in-depth discussion at Elvis Bibles. I want to find that. Have a look. An in-depth discussion. Look at Elvis Bibles. Is that an actual YouTube channel? Let me just have a look. Depth discussion. Let's just see what comes up. Elvis Bibles. All right, yeah, it's on Those Elvis Girls. Okay, I see. So those Elvis Girls have done it. That's interesting. We like those Elvis Girls, don't we, guys? Okay, right, let's keep going.
Elvis was a Christian. We know Elvis sang gospel music, but did you know Elvis always traveled with his favorite Bible in his black box carried by one of the Memphis Mafia? Have you ever wondered how many Bibles the greatest entertainer of all time owned and gifted to others? Check out Hillbilly Cat History's guest appearance on Those Elvis Girls channel on YouTube to learn more.
Ah, so he's been, right, got it. So he's been on Those Elvis Girls as a guest. Aha, right.
And if you want to use this link or the link for the documentary, you just need to travel to hillbillycathistory.wordpress.com, and you can read this article and click all of these links for yourself. And on our next article, we meet Elvis's grandma, Doll.
Cool. Right, so please subscribe. Right, let's have a quick look at his other, because I think there's only 2 videos. Is that right? Let me just double check. So we've just done that one. Let's have a look at this one.
Right. Anne's brother lived in Fawn Grove and had a daughter named Octavia Lavinia Mansell, who, as a young girl, was known as Lucy or Lou, but was now referred to as Doll. White, his future wife, Sarah Kemp, Sarah's daughter Anne, Doll and her siblings were living on the Hussey farm. Anne Smith most likely chose to move to Fawn Grove because she could be near White, who had previously lived near her in Saltillo. And over on the right, we can see Albert White Abel Mansell. And he was a patriarch of his family, meaning that when he moved somewhere, his brothers and sisters tended to move with him.
So guys, I'm only flicking through it just to put a heads up for them so you can go there, check it out, check out their website. This looks good, guys. So let's jump forward a little bit.
You see Doll's family tree, and you can see that she had a total of 6 brothers and sisters. Doll was renowned as the most beautiful woman in several counties, bringing her both admiration, mostly from men, and animosity, mostly from women, who described Doll with the ultimate insult of the day as a flirt. Doll was flirtatious, enjoying the attention of men who would bring her little presents and make a fuss over her.
Nah.
Afflicted with tuberculosis as a young child, Doll was treated with special care by her family.
Right, let's just jump a little bit more forward. I don't have that long, guys. Let's have a look. What's this about the guitar? Let's have a look.
A lot of people would have been very familiar with an outhouse just like this. People who live hard know how to revel in each other's company when the time comes to celebrate. Parties and picnics revolved around singing and music. The sharecroppers would gather at a house, empty it of furniture, and dance all night, accompanied by those who could pick or play an instrument, commonly fiddles, guitars, and banjos.
Interesting.
A tiny woman with porcelain skin, dark hair, and large eyes, Doll was the center of male attention at these events, always the prettiest unmarried female at the party.
Okay, let's go forward a little bit more, guys. Okay.
Octavia Lavinia Doll Mansell, in a ceremony performed by Reverend Martin. Elvis historian Elaine Dundee published a marriage date of September 20th, 1903, which appears to have been derived from a partial information in multiple records, one of which was a 1910 census in which Bob reported he and Doll had been married for 6 years. However, their first child, son Thomas Allen Smith, was born August 16th, 1902. While it is possible Thomas was born out of wedlock, given Doll's regular and continuous attendance at church and the lack of commentary from those who found Doll to be a flirt, to mention what would have been an unforgettable social lapse and error on the part of Doll through an unwed pregnancy, it seems far more likely Bob and Doll were wed on September 20th, 1901. And Gladys, and we're going to talk more about her in a later episode that will be all about the book, Elvis and Gladys.
So this book, Elvis and Gladys by Elaine Dundee. Do any of you have that? It looks very interesting.
Fantastic. And if you really want to get a feel for the time period, what Bob and Doll are living, and even what Gladys and later Elvis felt, then great documentary. After the wedding, Doll moved in with Bob, his mother Anne, and his siblings Hall, Belle, John, and Tabby. And if you go back up to the family tree and you count all the siblings, even if you account for the ones that had probably been married and moved out, once you put Sarah Kemp and her daughter into the house, there was probably one more person living there than there were with Bob and Doll moving into Anne's house. And
so it says here, Elvis Facts channel on YouTube. Witness the story of Elvis fan Elsie Hood for yourself. So it's called Elvis Fan Interview. Should we have a look? See if it comes up. Elvis Fan Interview. Elsie Hood. Not sure what the last bit stands for. Let's just put that and see what happens. No, it hasn't come up. It doesn't matter. We're gonna have a look. So guys, I'm just recommending this channel. Please subscribe to it. They are called Hillbilly Cat History. They look brand new to me. Let's give them a little push. Let's give them a helping hand. Great work. Great work. Very interesting. Right. So the other channel I'm going to quickly promote, which doesn't need promoting because they got 47,000 subscribers, is the one that talks about where where the twin of Elvis Presley was buried. So let's click on her channel.
Join me today on Walk with.
So they're called Walk with History, which of course I've subscribed to. I have put on the comments, great work. I'll put it on here as well because I think that I found 2 videos that she's done. So let's just play a little bit of this, just an introduction. Go over, subscribe to them. It looks brilliant. Let's see what she's got to say about Jesse.
With history as we go in search of Elvis Presley's twin brother from Tupelo, Mississippi.
When we were young. I love this. Thing is, if I play that song, it's gonna cut me out. So let's just go to right. So she sat there outside Elvis's home, birth home.
Of Elvis Presley and his twin brother, Jesse Garon Presley. They were born here on January 8th, 1935. Vernon, their father, built this 2-room house for his birth. And they actually will live here until he is 3 years old. Inside is a bedroom and a kitchen. And Gladys Presley will give birth in this front room at 4 a.m. on January 8th to Jesse first. And then 30 minutes later, Elvis will be born.
So just out of interest, guys, because I keep hearing different versions. Is the house the original house, or was it rebuilt? How much of the house is original? Because I keep hearing different versions. Some say it is, some say it isn't. What do you know, guys?
Born. The twins were named Jesse, without an I, Garon, and Elvis Aaron, with the rhyming middle names intended to match. Aaron was for Vernon's friend, Elvis is Vernon's middle name, and Jesse is Vernon's father's name. They've made this interesting timeline around his birth house that starts at the year he was born, 1935, and ends in 1977 when he passes. But the 13 years he spends in Tupelo is kind of earmarked for every year.
So this is interesting. Obviously, it looks to me like there's a big circle, and then the blue bits of paving give different events that happened, important dates when certain things happened, yeah? So Frederick says hillbillies came from Ulster, Scots, original Northern Ireland, but with time and term would have been broader to include all those people that settled in the Appalachians. Okay, thank you, Rick.
The very first thing you see, though, is Jesse Garon, stillborn. Now, Jesse is spelled wrong. It's without the I, but the Garon is correct. See, Elvis is born after him. It doesn't have his middle name here because that's controversial. Is it Aaron, like Garon, with 1 A, or is it Aaron, traditionally, with 2 A's?
And I could wish upon a star.
Fascinating. All of this, I'd love to be there and be able to read it, yeah?
Tupelo, Mississippi is named for the Tupelo trees here because they drop these big gumball kind of nuts, and the name was originally Gumball Pond, but then it was named for the trees that actually drop those gumballs. Tupelo trees.
I love this. See that just where she is, that area and that statue. I want to see it. I want to be there.
Mississippi. So I'm getting a lot of my information today about Elvis Presley from this book, The Last Train to Memphis. This is considered the best autobiography of the early life of Elvis Presley.
1 second, guys. Oh. We have it as well, The Last Train to Memphis. Brilliant. So I'm pleased. Thank you. Whoever sent me this, thank you. Wow.
And the influence of the Assembly of God Church, Elvis starts attending this church at 2 years old, but once his mother buys him that guitar at 11, he's going to learn how to play it from the reverend of this church. And how
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I know this house was moved, wasn't it? But wow.
much the influence of the church community had on his life is after he's born and Gladys is in the hospital, the church rallies around the newborn baby and their family, providing food and help and supplies needed. So the church will always have a great influence on Elvis's early life.
Frederick, okay, Frederick, you can do my genealogy. Thank you, mate. Cheers. I'm glad to see you watching this. I watched this last night. Yeah, truly, someone sent it me, I think. And I'm like, yeah, it was fascinating.
And stay with him throughout his entire career.
I love all this. It's like, family began attending the First Assembly of God Church. Love it. We all need.
In 1946,
So this bit, I've watched this bit already. It's fascinating.
Gladys Presley will come here to the Tupelo hardware store to purchase a birthday gift for Elvis Presley. It'll be his first guitar. Let's go inside and see what it looks like.
Again, I want to be here, guys. I want to be in that shop.
Right in the front door, you can come in and see the X on the floor. This is where Gladys stood as she purchased
See, look, guys, the X where Gladys stood when she bought the guitar.
that first guitar. And they have some memorabilia up here as well, so you can be a part of the story.
Love, guy. And if you just joined us, guys, please subscribe to this lady, The Untold Story of Elvis' Forgotten Twin Brother, and they are called Walk in History. So please subscribe, guys.
Of his birthplace depicts him as 13 years old. He's holding the guitar in his hand, which was the 11th birthday present from his mother. This is the year they will move from Memphis, Tennessee. And because Jesse is an identical twin, he probably looked a lot like his brother.
Has sold over 1 billion records.
It himself in the family.
But I want to jump forward a bit because obviously it's their video. I don't want to play all of it. So I don't have that long, but I'm going to be doing a dog walk. Right, so in a minute, she is going to take us to where Jesse was buried. From what she says, Vernon got a red shoebox and found a certain spot where the Presleys were buried and buried it there. Let's have a look.
I can't find a word to say.
Oh, I can't play music.
To the area, I recommend
Sorry,
parking across because
Sorry, I can't play music. They'll just copyright me. So let's just keep going.
it takes you into someone's actual private home.
No
He was
music.
born. And these two graves are not here at the time, but this grave is. And so this is the Presley plot, and he said to have buried it in the corner of the Presley plot. Today, it's believed to be on this far corner, and as you can see, there is a memorial marker here.
So there, as she says, there is an area where people think Jesse is buried. It's a memorial marker, she calls it. So you can actually visit this, leave some flowers, and honor Elvis's twin.
To Jesse Garon Presley, we're going to leave a flag in memory of him and his brother and their family.
Brilliant.
And everything they meant to American
Fascinating, guys.
history.
I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go to that spot.
Moved. If you want to visit the body of Elvis's older identical twin brother, it's here in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Love it, guys. Now, what I'm going to do, because obviously you guys, you come and obviously subscribe, watch her videos, give her a shout out, usual stuff. And I think she did one other. I was checking her video history, and I think there is one more to do with burials. Let's see if it comes up. We'll just see if I can find it quickly. I've got to go and walk the dogs now. Look, there's one here called Elvis. How Elvis Changed Vegas History. That's going to be good. Then we've got the untold story of Elvis and Vegas. That'll be interesting. I hope it's defending. So there's a few, looking at it, she's done a few Elvis things. I need to watch these myself. Then you've got Memphis Graves. Memphis Graves, Untold Graves. And here we are, Unearthing Elvis. Let's just click on that one, shall we?
Presley, a line of cars will follow his casket here to Forest Hill Cemetery and this mausoleum. This is the original burial place of Elvis Presley. Join me today on Walk with History from Memphis, Tennessee.
No.
So we know that he originally, God rest his soul, was buried somewhere else. So obviously Gladys was as well, and they get moved. So let's just have a quick listen before we go. We're going to walk the dogs in a minute, guys.
And you know that I'm satisfied. Honey, there.
Stayed in the music room at
I have to skip over the music. Sorry, guys, but let's listen to it.
Graceland, and thousands of people will go through the music room to visit him. 2 days later, on August 18th at 3:30 p.m., his casket is sealed, an 800-pound copper line casket, carried to the hearse and slowly driven here 5 miles per hour to Forest Hill Cemetery. This location is chosen because his mother is already buried here. Now,
You don't have to die for me to prove your.
So you can see, guys, this is proper interesting stuff. I think you guys are going to love this. Yeah. So please subscribe. This monument is dedicated to the many soldiers that lay to rest at this site who are now in God's care. That's lovely. So let's go here. Right. Let's jump here.
Elvis Presley, it's because his mother was buried here. In 1958, his mother will succumb to heart failure. She dies August 14th, 1958. Elvis at the time is in the Army. He's at Fort Hood, and he's granted a 7-day emergency family leave to be with his mother. He gets here on August 12th and is able to spend 2 days with her before she passes. The next day is her funeral, and she's buried here. This area is selected close by this mausoleum, which another family is buried here, and she's buried out in front. Now, if you've seen me at
I mean, this is fascinating, guys, isn't it? We all know this. We've all read this, haven't we? But she puts it across so well.
Graceland before, that big white cross that says Presley, that was her marker here. And she had an original tombstone here. Elvis Presley helped select all of those items for her grave. He's granted a 5-day extension of his emergency leave. About 900 people come to this funeral.
These pictures, they're heartbreaking, aren't they? Every time you see these are capturing true grief. Obviously, we're like, these should never have been taken, because that is a very private moment, isn't it, guys? They shouldn't have been taken, these pictures, but from a history point of view, they completely capture the grief that Elvis and Vernon were having.
Most of them to see Elvis himself, but Elvis is distraught and will visit here often throughout his life. As you can see, fans still believe she is here and want to commemorate her original burial place. Wreaths are still left today with her name on it.
Anyway, guys, I could play all of this. It's fascinating, but it's their video. Let them, obviously, let's go over to them. Walk with History. Please subscribe to them. A big shout out to them as well. The channel seems great. When I've got time, I want to go through all of her videos that she's done concerning Elvis. There's one here called Before Graceland as well that she's done. It all looks really good. Yeah, it looks fascinating. So, guys, I have to go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to walk the dogs now. And we'll do a live stream on defending Elvis. And then I've got to go somewhere after that. Okay, guys? So I'll see you in a few minutes on defending Elvis Presley for a dog walk. But please subscribe to both these channels. This is fascinating, guys. I've loved it. Thank you for joining me. Thanks to Team Elvis. Really good. Fascinating. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in a few minutes, if that's okay with you guys. See you later, alligator.